Hey folks, it's Tony Fortunato from the technology firm. So I'm not a security guy. Please don't start with the security stuff. I'm just a network guy who gets sucked into security stuff because that's part of my job. So in this example, this is a follow-up video on the one that I made a little while back about geo IP blocking, which I did on my Ubiquiti Edge router. So if you want to see that, I'll put the link in. You can go back and look at that. And this is a follow-up video. Now, and I've said this on the networking side of things for the last 20 years. When you make a change, you better be able to measure it, and you better be able to prove or disprove if your change was positive or negative. In this case, we have a geo IP blocking firewall configuration, blocking people from outside of Canada from accessing our VPN services. And then there we go. Now, I found out that after configuring the routers not to respond to any IP addresses outside of Canada, I waited a week and I checked my security logs. So on the bright side, I'm going to say attempts have gone down over 90%, probably 95%. So the firewall rule is indeed working. But for some reason, and I don't know why or how, there are a couple of IPs squeaking through every once in a while, even though they're not in Canada. So I looked them up, and it's not even close. So I don't know why. I've already gone through my router configurations multiple times, and they still squeak through. Now they're not logging in, but I don't know. I just got a little OCD, and I thought I wanted to find out what was going on. So what I did was I took one of the IPs. I went to abuseipdb.com, or you can go anywhere. I just did an IP lookup, and it came up with the name of the company, ASN, location, all that kind of stuff. And it actually gave me a host name as well. And I thought, what are the chances that actually goes somewhere? It did. So it went to the internetmeasurement.com website, operated by driftnet.io, and so on and so on and so on. It says traffic from this domain is not an attack. Traffic from this domain will never attempt to log into your systems. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't care. So it goes on, the website goes on to explain that if you have problems or any issues, you can email them. Now, what's kind of interesting is for them to put this on there means that obviously a lot of people have been contacting them saying, hey, what the heck are you doing? So at the bottom of the page, it says you can opt out by sending your IP range and or domain names to us. So if you send them a list of IPs, they will stop probing your equipment. That's the goal. So my first email to them, because I was skeptical, I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try. So I sent them this list of IP subnets, and it's pretty generic. And I thought, let's see what happens. Now I was surprised. So within an hour, I got a response, which tells me that's not AI, because that AI would have been within a second. And you need a little bit of logic for this kind of response. So I'm assuming this is an actual person. Dear Tony, thanks for the mail. Please, could you let us have the actual IP ranges for which you claim ownership? The ranges you mentioned are very large, blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you would prefer, you can simply share the IP ranges of your routers. Best regards. And I was kind of shocked. I was like, wow, they actually got back to me? This is kind of cool. So I sent a response to them saying, I appreciate the quick response. Thanks. Okay, here you go. And I gave them a whole list of our router WAN IPs. The funny thing is, within an hour, they responded saying that done. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they probably did something, I'm hoping. We'll find out. I don't believe anything. I don't trust anybody. So the next step is to verify their IP addresses are no longer in our security logs. So I'm going to give it a day or two, and I'll go back and I'll check the logs, and I'll see indeed if they've stopped bothering my devices or if they're continuing to do it. But nevertheless, it's worth reaching out to these people because sometimes there's a legitimate reason and they can actually do something about it. Have a good day, folks. Bye for now.